Tuesday, September 9th, and we're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of grammar in a moment. Before that, we're going to get into the joy of one of the seven. What we're going to do is take a look at how I do poems and short stories and basically all of the learnificating that we're going to do in here with a poem called One of the Seven Has Somewhat to Say. You can put the notebook to the side. We're going to come back to Magic Lens towards the end and get you another chance with grammar. For this one, I want to show you how I do the poems. There's different types of poems. They're like fluffy cloud poems. It's just randomly babbling about the beautifulness of nature. I'm not a fluffy cloud kind of person, so I'm not going to do a lot of fluffy cloud poems. Yes. This poem I like because it's a speaker poem, meaning that it's written from the point of view of a character, and you have to try and figure out as we go through who that particular character is. It is a character that most of you will know and recognize. At some point, most of you will have the moment where you go, and you'll get all excited because you'll figure it out and you'll have like that exciting brain moment. Don't steal it from other people, because if you yell out loud who the character is, this might be the only time that other kid learns all year, because some of you guys don't learn very often, so don't steal their learning from them. Once you get it, though, we're going to help the other kids by giving them clues and hints and stuff like that. What I'm going to have you look for would be examples of the gender. Is it a dude or a chick? What they look like. Job. Can you figure out what they do from clues in there? And then descriptions of them or where they are or their house or place they live, stuff like that. Those are the hints we're going to do. If you can figure out who the speaker is, hold on to it, because we'll come back to that here in a little bit. I'm going to have you guys read it first, and then I'll read it a second time, because with poetry, the more times you hear it, has a better chance of beating it into your brain. This is only half the poem, because it is 2 stanzas in length, and this is only the first stanza. Do you know what a stanza is?
No.
Yeah.
It's a line.
It's like a line, but more.
It's a paragraph.
Jack?
I think it's a fragment of a sentence.
Close. More than a fragment of a sentence. Josh?
A little bit more than a fragment of a sentence.
A little bit more. Can you give me more? No.
Oh,
Now.
Grant?
It's like a poem. It's like a paragraph in a poem.
Not just as like it. It is a paragraph in a poem. And so this is only half of our poem, because our poem is 2 stanzas, and this is only the first stanza. All right. With our first one, does anyone want to read? I get to pick someone from the... I'm excited to read. All right, sure. Let's have you go for it. Isabel, hang on. There you go. That'll make it a little bit easier on you.
Remember how I was before she came? The
Picks.
picks and shovels dropped beside the door. The sink piled high. Sorry, I can't read it.
You can come closer if you want. It'll be easier.
The sink piled high, the meals any old time. Our jackets where we'd flung them on the floor. The mud tracked in, the clutter on the shelves. None of us shaved or more than halfway clean. Just 7 old bachelors living by ourselves. Those are the days, if you know what I mean.
Thank you, Isabel. There we go. I'll read through it, and then tell me if you can figure out the gender or the job or description. Remember how it was before she came? The picks and shovels dropped beside the door, the sink piled high, meals any old time, our jackets where we'd flung them on the floor, the mud tracked in, clutter on the shelves, none of us shaved or more than halfway clean, just 7 old bachelors living by ourselves. Those were the days, if you know what I mean. Gender! What can you tell me about dude or chick in the poem? Zach?
They're boys.
Why? Where's your clue?
Shade and bachelor.
Good. Shaved isn't exactly, because girls sometimes do shave the fuzzy legs. So we can't nail that one down. Bachelor, what is a bachelor? You're on the right track. Knowing what a bachelor is will help. I've seen the TV show. I'm proud of you using television for education. Oliver?
A bachelor, isn't it a man that isn't married?
That's my question to you. Don't ask me, you gotta tell me.
It's some man that's not married.
Nice it on. So a bachelor is an unmarried dude. You're all bachelors. I'm not a bachelor. If I declared myself a bachelor, my wife would whoop me silly when I got home. So because of that, in this case, we have the speaker is a bachelor, an unmarried dude. Just like the TV show.
He has a
Is he living by himself? Or does he have roommates?
Roommate.
How many roommates?
7.
6. Because there's 7 of them, minus him. 7 minus 1. Oh, curse you, math. So now, not only is it like The Bachelor, now we have like Big Brother. There's a whole bunch of them living in the same house and having issues. And those of you who've used television for education, we also know what an unmarried girl is called. And what's an unmarried girl?
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette. Well, that's fine, we're not saying it.
What?
At least you're allowed.
I didn't say you were a woman.
I did. I said you're both losing points.
Oh.
Fun game. At least we yelled at each other. And so we have the fact that it's an unmarried dude, and then he has the 6 roommates. And then for what he looks like, what evidence we have as to what he looks like, aside from the fact that he doesn't have a chick around. Connor?
And he's kind of not very hygiene.
Why?
Because he said that he's not very clean and that he doesn't shave a lot.
Given, I know the first thought is, Mr. Brovicast, that covers all guys, because guys are dirty. I know. I had to walk through the locker room after football practice, too, for cross country. It's scary. But this particular case, he's more dirtier than normal. And going back to what Zach had brought up a moment ago about the whole not shaving thing, you missed the fact that he's dirty and that he's unshaved. If a guy doesn't shave their face, what do they have?
A stubble.
There you go. So we find out that he has a beard or a mustache or something along those lines. Josh, his job, anything that goes along those lines?
Oh, I don't think so.
No, there is.
Oh.
But we can come back and help you. Cameron?
Where it's like the picks and shovels and the mud truck.
So what would you guess?
Like a mining.
Sure. Mining, digging, something along those lines. We're still not saying who it is. That's why I keep telling you that. Josh?
He seems happy.
He does seem somewhat happy. A little on the upset side of some of the stuff going on. At least in this part, talking about being messy, he definitely seems happy when the messiness comes in. Speaking of the messiness, aside from the fact that he's dirty and he has tools, do we have anything else about how he and his roommates keep their house? Lisa?
The sink is piled high.
So is that good or bad?
Good.
The fact that we have the sink is piled high. I couldn't find a sink. That was the closest I could get. And so we have the sink piled high. Olivia?
The meals, they said that they do the jackets on the floor.
Nicely done. So they just come in, much like my daughters do, and just throw their clothes all over onto the ground. And then I have to come in there and yell at them when we have issues. Josh?
Ooh, they get to have meals whenever they want.
They get to just walk in there and grab their Hot Pockets and their Lunchables and just start eating them and not worrying about what time of day it is. You just munch whenever you get hungry. And he definitely seems very happy about all of that. And he's reminiscing. Those were the days. Meaning, back in the day, these were happy times. Christian? Just pat in the head?
Yeah.
Then, stanza 2, things change. And we find out he's not so happy. And we're going to figure out why he's not so happy. So, sure. Lisa, you want to read? No, I was going to pick on someone else. You got lucky. Okay.
She scrubs, she sweeps, she even dusts the ceilings. She makes us build a tool shed for our stuff. Dinners at 8 and table settings formal. And if I weren't afraid I'd hurt her feelings, I'd move until we get her married off. And things can gradually slip back to normal.
Nicely done. She scrubs, she sweeps, she even dusts the ceilings. She's made us build a tool shed for our stuff. Dinner's at 8, table settings formal. And if I weren't afraid I'd hurt her feelings, I'd move until we get her married off, and things can gradually slip back to normal. So we find out he's now not so happy. He was happy, now not happy. Why is he not happy? Travis?
Because he has to be clean.
He has to be clean. Who is making him do clean stuff?
His wife.
Yeah, some chick, some girl has come in and now she's making him be clean. Not only does he have to be clean, but what else is she doing aside from making him be clean? Josh.
Make him eat when he doesn't want to.
So now no longer just grabbing a Hot Pocket and sitting down to watch Sunday Night Football. He has to actually sit down at the dinner table with like formal settings and the knife and the fork and actually eating like a human being. And he's like, eating like a human being's for losers. And he gets upset. Oliver,
She's also making them build a tool shed for their stuff.
you can't come home with your tools and take your pickaxe, just whack it into the wall and just leave it sitting there like hanging. You have to like, actually go and like put him into a tool
That's what
shed.
I would do.
He's all upset about that. Makes him feel unhappy, if you will. All of this builds up to letting us know who the speaker in the poem is. Zach?
It's Grumpy from the Seven Doors.
No.
It's Mr. Brovicast.
Is correct. Grumpy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh yeah, there's
Grumpy's always grumpy.
So as we go through the poem, you can see all the different things because how many dwarfs are there?
7,
How many roommates does this guy have?
6,
What do the dwarfs do for a job?
mine.
What tools does he use?
A pick and a spade.
There you go. And what is it that 6 of the 7 dwarfs have on their face?
Beard.
Beards, except for Dopey. That's why I wore my Dopey tie today.
Dopey's my
To make the
favorite. He's
connection.
got a
This
purple beanie.
genius. And then who is it that shows up that makes him unhappy? Snow White. And if you remember with Snow White, the scene of all the animals and she's dusting the ceiling and all the animals are going around. That's when she makes him actually sit like the table and he gets all upset, grumpy. The problem is, throughout the poem, our only evidence tells us that it's one of the dwarves. How is it we're able to figure out which dwarf? Through the tone. How does the tone of the poem help us figure out who the particular speaker is? Miriam?
He sounded really like grumpy.
Nice. Yeah, pretty straightforward. He sounds grumpy. And so that's the tone of the poem is sort of like how it is written. So that way you can tell it's not Doc or Sleepy or, well, it can't be Dopey because Dopey doesn't talk. But the fact, if it was just like a blank poem, you'd be like, oh, the tone says it's Dopey. And so the other ones, it gives you an idea that they're much happier beings than this particular one. Josh?
But after they had the girl or whatever, they still never shaved.
You're correct.
So then why was he like, yeah, we never shaved, so haha, but now it stinks.
Just so you can figure out, I guess it's a clue to help you figure out that they're dwarfs. Yeah? She didn't make them wash their hands. Jake?
Who's this person by?
Dopey, good job.
Okay.
Now on this one also, if I were to make the statement that the speaker of the poem hates the girl, is there evidence to support that or contradict it in the poem?
What is Dopey?
Jake, where's your evidence to contradict it?
Because in the real story,
You gotta use the poem. No, actual Nikki thinks.
they didn't like her.
Where's your, does it say that in there?
No, but they're
Gotta use the poem. Olivia!
On the very first sentence part, it said that when it or something like yeah, I remember how it was before.
So you're saying agrees or disagrees? Does he hate her?
Yes.
So he says, alright, hates her. Miriam?
On the circumstance that it said, if I weren't afraid I'd hurt her feelings, I'd move, so he'd go away from her.
So is that hate or not hate?
Hate.
It's close. You have the right evidence for the wrong conclusion. If you hate someone, do you bother hurting their feelings?
Oh,
Yeah, the idea being, if you like someone, you don't want to hurt their feelings. If you hate them, you want to hurt their feelings. You have ugly shoes, and your eyebrows look like little fists, and your nose smells funny, and you're like, that makes me sad. Yeah, perfect. And so you're trying to make, if you like somebody, you don't want to hurt them. So he's trying to not. So you have the right evidence.
Well, that sentence is kind
Worded
of like
funky.
a love-hate kind of
I know.
thing.
Now, he does hate something. Because what is it he hates?
Hates how she's so clean.
There you go. Hates the cleaning, but does not hate her. So there's a difference between those two. Speaking of things that we have a love-hate relationship with, close. No, not homework. It'd be up there on the board. How silly of you. We do have something due tomorrow. What's due tomorrow?
The book report.
No.
Writing
Reading log. What you're going to have is a chance to get yourself a shiny, brand new monkey treat. In order to do the shiny, brand new monkey treat, you're going to have to be able to be brave and step up to the front of the room, right behind the camera. And then you have to go through and do a sentence all on your own in figuring out the nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, stuff like that. Now, the thing that adds, of course, the extra stress to it, the love-hate, would be that if you were to make mistakes while figuring it out, it would impact the rest of the class. So we're going to hope that your mistakes don't impact people. Now, I will let you use your notebook. So if you want to bring that up with you, that's fine. Josh, you're the brave one that wants to try the first one?
I found someone. Can I go next?
Well, we're not to the next one yet. We'll find out. Alright, so you can stay there.
Feel it.
I will read the sentence. We're going to do them in order. Find noun, then pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, conjunction. Not all sentences will have all things. So there might be things that aren't going to be in there. Mr. Broviak, what about prepositions or interjections? I cut those out because I'm a kind and gentle person. So you don't have to worry about those. Josh.
I don't see lies on
Lies?
there.
As in telling lies?
Or lie, because that is a lie.
What? Oh.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh,
Here, you're stabbing me in the heart. I understand now. I will go home and cry tonight. Alright. Mr. Broviak is a kind and gentle man. Once again, if you cover your ears, that means you are calling them out as a liar, which means you are stepping in to give the correct answer instead of whatever you think they are giving. If not, be strong and have faith. Alright. We'll start off with nouns. Do we have any nouns in there?
Yeah.
You sound scared already. What is our first noun?
Mr. Broviak?
I don't need you to ask me, I need you to tell me.
Mr. Broviak?
Is correct. Nicely done. Mr. Broviak is our first noun. Are there any other nouns?
No.
Are you sure? Make sure.
Yeah.
Are you calling him a liar?
Yeah.
What? Ooh, Thomas says you're a liar. Why are you calling him a liar, Thomas?
Because there is none.
There is. You said there is not one.
What?
There is. You're saying he says there is one. Where do you say there is one?
Ma'am.
He says, "Ma'am." You don't have to go with his answer. He could be wrong. It's up to you. You get to make the choice.
I don't think so.
You don't want to go with it.
Josh, not her.
Are you calling him a liar too? All right. Why are you calling him a liar?
Because there is a noun.
Where you see a noun? He says man also.
Oh,
Once
yeah,
again, you can
okay.
ignore him too. Just because he's James doesn't mean he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going now.
You're gonna go with no? Alright. It's incorrect!
It's okay. I told you, John.
I thought it was a verb. I thought it was an adjective.
It is not an adjective in this case because it is a person, place, or thing. Can you touch a man?
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have anything specific.
It's alright. We'll keep going. We'll shake that one off. Okay. Pronouns. Are there any pronouns in there?
Okay.
Now remember, if you have not written them down, my always recommendation for pronouns is you should write them down to help you out. He, she, it, they, we, word. Or sorry, we, our.
He just told you that.
You don't have to, but. Are you asking me?
Is.
You went with is? Now Connor's calling you a liar.
No.
What?
I have faith in you, Josh.
No, you don't. Alright, so what did you say it was?
Is lying.
So, Travis wants to call you a liar. Why are you calling him a liar?
Because gentle is a pronoun.
He's saying gentle is a pronoun.
No, he's
No, he's waving you off. He's saying I'm not going to steal second. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going back with what? Who would have thought it'd be so stressful?
listen to Travis.
Alright, so we're going with is, correct? Alright. Is! It's incorrect! Is. The correct answer is there's no pronoun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whatsoever. I know.
but gentle.
Okay.
I just want the thing to go by.
Now let's go for verbs.
I know I give those to him.
I'll do
Remember pronouns? He, she, it, they, our, they, them. That's it. There's only like 9 of them, something like that. For pronouns. There's not very many of them. He, she, him, her, it, they.
Okay, I know
Okay.
verb.
Okay, verb.
Is.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You sound much stronger on that one.
Wait, what was
He said is.
Is what?
Is for the verb.
Is what?
We're going with yes. Is correct. Good job.
I know.
Is that an action verb or a boring verb?
I don't It's a boring verb.
Actually, no, that is a boring verb. The fun thing I've learned is that it seems so easy when you're in the audience that every time they're like, I can think, like, oh my God, I'm so strong. I just want to flinch the whole time. So be strong. I have faith in you. And adjectives.
Come on, Josh.
So adjectives describe nouns. You have or pronouns. Anything in there that describes or gives you more information about a noun.
Kind.
Is that an answer?
Kind.
Kind. What do you want to go with? Are you calling him a liar?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think the answer is?
Kind and gentle.
Well, we're doing one at a time. So you're agreeing with kind. All right. So we're going with kind?
Josh!
Right. No? Yes. What did you say the answer was?
Kind.
It's correct. Good job. Kind is an adjective. All right. Any others?
Gentle.
Gentle
I'm sorry.
is correct. Good job.
I'm sorry. I thought there was. I forgot that they were going one.
My legs are shaking.
I know.
swear.
I'm excited too. Any adverbs? Usually in an ly, modified verbs, stuff like that. Now, if it helps you out, A, we're not going to do. I'm not going to label A, and the. Technically, they're article adjectives, they're wussy words, so A, and the, I'm not going to bother with. Okay. No? Okay. We're at conjunction. Any conjunctions? Remember, for conjunctions, we only have 7 to choose from. The fanboys.
For fanboy, okay,
And.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's what you want to go with?
Uh-huh.
It's correct! Nicely done! And you made it through! Woo! Thanks for being brave.
the first
I know, but I'm a kind and gentle man. It's right there in the whole words. Alright, we'll go for a girl. Come on up, Olivia. I have enough time, unfortunately. Good news and bad news.
I better just do this.
The good news is it's shorter. The bad news is it's trickier.
Yeah.
The talkative students anger him. Fewer words, they're a little trickier. Alright. I know, it seemed easy when you were sitting down. Now, the pressure's on. We're going to start off with noun. Don't you love that being in that front seat?
Students.
Are you asking me or telling me?
Students.
That's what you want to go with?
Yeah.
It's correct. Students is the first noun. And any other nouns?
Him.
Are you asking me or telling me?
Him.
Are you covering your ears? Why?
Because it's not. Yeah, it is. Wait. Never mind.
We're on nouns.
Yeah.
So is it a noun?
Never mind.
Okay. Lisa's calling you a liar.
There aren't any.
Why? She said him.
Okay, good.
Him is a pronoun.
right.
You can touch Mr. Broviak.
It's up to you.
But-
She said it's a pronoun. You can go-
It's a.
You get your choice, which you feel strong with.
Save your ears.
Follow your heart.
It is.
It is what? A noun? You're going with an
Yes.
yes for a noun? And it is not a noun. There are no other nouns. So what would be, we'll go to pronouns. What are our examples of pronouns? He, she, him, her, it, they, we, us.
You just told her the next answer.
Only if she's paying attention. Are there any pronouns?
Him.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Now I feel strong in that one. Nicely done! It'd be a pronoun. Next one is verbs. And the answer is yes, there is a verb. Every sentence has a verb. Hang on, you're blocking poor Kayla Sue. So he has no idea what they're.
I am so sorry.
I know, she was upset. Any verbs?
The.
Is A and the we don't use.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
I told you there has to be a verb. I know, kind and gentle. One of those is a verb. One of those is an action or a boring verb.
Talkative.
Are you asking me? I need you to tell me.
Talkative.
Talkative.
Open
Are you already covering your ears? Are you covering your ears?
Yeah.
So you're saying talkative is not a verb?
No, it's a.
Don't say it.
It's not a verb because it's describing something, but something else is a verb.
It's not a verb.
That's
He's-
what an
he's correct.
adjective does.
Yeah.
It's an action.
So talkative is not your verb.
Anger.
Are you asking me?
Anger.
You're going with anger?
Yeah.
is correct. Good job. Anger is our verb, but it looks so much like angry. It does, but it's a different thing. And you have to sit down.
Well, Josh is.
He's in the back of the row,
Yeah.
and then I'd yell at him, but he has points too. So as long as you have enough points to sit up there. All right, keep going. What's our next one? We have adjectives. Any describing words?
Talkative?
Are you asking me?
Yes. No.
Declare.
Talkative.
That's what you want to go with?
Mhm.
So you're saying that's an adjective?
Mhm.
Looking for ears covered. And it's correct. Good job. Talkative would be an adjective describing students. Nice to know you. Nice people. Kind.
Oh, yeah. We
Gentleman.
got 3 wrong.
And we'll have to stop there tomorrow, or maybe Thursday. We'll get to more. I understand you guys are excited to learn grammar. That's probably the most exciting grammar I've ever done. It's the joy of impact learning. It impacts us all.